I'm Guo Yifan with Xinhua News Agency. Here, I am at the crash site of a passenger plane in South China. Today is March 26th, the sixth day of the rescue work after a passenger plane with 132 people crashed in South China's Guangxi, Tengxian County. And today you can see here are some large-sized excavators entered the core area of the crash site. Behind me is the core area of the crash site. And we have just heard the news that you can see from our camera on the left side of my hand. There are rescue workers and excavators open a new road on the hill. And here we can see on my right hand, the rescue workers are cleaning the mud of the ground. As we can tell so far, the weather today is cloudy with a temperature of over 20 degrees Celsius. After 5 days search and rescue, no survivors have been found so far. But one black box has already been recovered. As we can see, there are many tents at the command center of the crash site. For example, at the frontline command center of firefighters, around 30 firefighters here are providing overall communication support for workers inside. The core site of the plane crash will be excavated as all efforts are made to continue searching for survivors and the second black box. Field exploration and shallow surface excavation have been carried out at the core crash site in Guangxi. That's according to Zhu Tao, head of Aviation Safety Office of the Civil Aviation Administration of China. And look down on the ground, we can see it's really muddy, though the rain stopped yesterday. The road is still very hard to move. And the weaved bamboos are laid on the ground for people to move the equipment. And down there you could see there's a water. We have been told that there used to be the farmland of the village. And today the weather is cloudy and muggy, with a temperature of over 20 degrees Celsius. It has been raining since Wednesday morning, and the rain stopped on Friday. Follow the camera, you can see it's hard for us and the rescue workers even to work on the ground. You can imagine how difficult the rescue work is. Rescuers have been braving the rain to clear landslide debris and waterlogging while continuing the search and rescue work at the site. They have laid bamboo frames on the ground to facilitate the rescue work. Large rescue vehicles and equipment was hard to reach the area due to the narrow and slippery mountain road, and most of the relief goods was sent to the site from a primary school 1 kilometer away by motorcycle. many villagers volunteered to use their motorcycles as a vehicle. And you see from our camera is the tents of the command center. You can see nearly hundreds of rescue workers are busy working there, providing support for the rescue workers at the core site of the crashing site. Let's go ahead, move on. And so far, a preliminary investigation report will be submitted to the International Civil Aviation Organization within 30 days in accordance with the Convention on International Civil Aviation. One of the black boxes from the crashed China Eastern Airlines passenger planes was found on Wednesday. The exterior of the black box was said to be severely damaged. And previously, it was said that the data storage unit was relatively complete. The investigation team has confirmed that it is a cockpit voice recorder. It was sent to a decoding laboratory in Beijing on Wednesday night, and the data downloading and analysis work is underway. It's not known yet when the downloading and analysis of data from the recovered black box will be completed. Officials said the possibility that the data storage unit of the cockpit voice recorder was damaged cannot be ruled out at present, and that the rescuers are going all out to locate the second black box or the flight data recorder. The black boxes are crucial for finding the cause of the crash, and the searchers on site said they hope to find the second black box of the aircraft soon. And on the right side of my hand, you can see these are the used protective shoes, the medical gloves, and the masks. Those will be carefully stored and waiting to be destroyed. And in front of our camera, there are many used protective shoes. So far, more than 2,000 people from Guangxi and neighboring Yunnan and Guangdong have been sent to the site to take part in the rescue and search. Hundreds of people are participating in manual searches, and drones are used to help with the rescue work. Meanwhile, there are medical workers standing by at the site to ensure the safety of the rescuers. As of Wednesday, the rescuers had searched an area covering about 46,000 square meters, and on Thursday, the scale increased to 1.5 times than Wednesday. The engine, gearbox, and main landing gear were found in the core crash site, said Mao Yanfeng, head of the Aviation Accident Investigation Center of CAAC. The search and rescue scope has been expanded to nearly 200,000 square meters, and more than 2,200 people have joined the rescue efforts. As of 10 a.m. Friday, 531 family members of 92 missing passengers had arrived in Wuzhou. Pieces of engine wreckage from the passenger plane have been found. Most of the plane wreckage was scattered within a radius of about 30 meters of the main impact point, and the depth from the surface extends to about 20 meters underground. A suspected wreckage piece, 1.3 meters long and 10 centimeters at its widest, was also found in farmland around 10 kilometers away from the crash site. And now you see from the camera is the commanding center of the crash site. You can see a rescue worker is using a drone to detect the situations of the crash site, and they will gather informations. Those rescue workers are quite familiar with mountain area rescue. They have brought rescue equipment like life detectors, sonar equipment, drones, outdoor rock climbing equipment, and ropes. About 20 civil aviation technical experts arrived Wednesday at the crash site to carry out an investigation into the tragedy. Rescue dogs also joined the rescue. There are also experts on the site dealing with human remains. Because the temperature has increased to over 20 degrees Celsius, there are many mosquitoes, but because of the hot weather. But the rescue workers at the site has prepared enough equipment and to prevent people from the hurt. And there are also medical workers standing by to provide 24 hours support. And follow our camera. We can see there are firefighters on the command center, and there are also soldiers and the people from the emergency bureaus of the government of Guangxi. And there are also volunteers from the village nearby to provide help for the rescue workers on site. China Eastern Airlines and its subsidiaries have temporarily grounded 123 Boeing 737 and 800 aircraft after the crash. That's according to Liu Xiaodong, head of the airline's publicity department. All grounded aircraft are undergoing checks and maintenance according to the highest safety standard to ensure that they meet the airworthiness requirements. He added that the airline has launched a sweeping safety overhaul following the air crash. All other passenger planes of China Eastern Airlines currently in operation meet the airworthiness requirements of China aviation authorities. Officials said the area east of the core crash site is mainly virgin mountain forest, and the steep and heavily wooded terrain increased the difficulty of the search and rescue efforts. You can see the core area is surrounded by mountains and hills. An official said that the weather was normal and there were no dangerous weather conditions when the plane crashed. According to the air and ground communication records between the air crew and air traffic controllers, they had maintained normal communication since the plane took off from Kunming until it suddenly dropped at altitude en route to its destination. And the Yunnan branch of China Eastern Airlines said that the Boeing 737 aircraft was delivered to China Eastern Airlines on June 22, 2015. Before its takeoff on Monday, it met maintenance release standards and airworthiness requirements. There was one captain and two co-pilots. All three pilots have flight licenses and health certificates within the validity period with good health and rich flight experience. China Eastern Airlines said that it has initiated an emergency response mechanism following the crash. It has established 9 special working groups for aircraft disposal, accident investigation, family assistance, logistics support, legal support, public relations, security, financial insurance, and cargo disposal. Now we are back on we can see the tents in front of our camera. And actually, we have learned that in these tents, there are also rescue team members busy moving equipment and working. They are responsible for communication support, terrain exploration and mapping, satellite positioning, logistic support, and material supply, as well as other maintenance. And today is the 6th day of the rescue work of the crashed flight MU-5735, and we are now at the core area of the crashing site. And that's all for today's live show. We will follow the latest news of the crashed plane.